anymore because it's
Yeah.
really far.
No, you can honestly just, stay tuned and see all of our recaps from the week of, like, all the stuff that's been happening.
Right. You don't have to do anything.
You really don't, you really don't, but you, my dear, have quite a few things that we are gonna be presenting here today. Which would you like me to bring up
Whatever you bring
first?
up, you're the DJ. Wait, maybe I'm the one of us is a DJ, one of us is a rapper, and one of us is Will Smith's uh, uh, Red Table Appearance podcast,
Disgrace,
which is
yeah.
oof.
I haven't watched that in a hot minute,
Oh,
because of
oh,
all of the things that,
yeah.
that family's been
The
going
guy who
through?
the guy who was taunting Freddy Krueger is not the same guy you expect to go on stage and slapping one of the great comics of the modern day. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't compute. Like, those 2 men should not be in the same human form.
Facts, facts. But, we do have, if you see down there, some slides. Is this the photo you wanted to start with?
Oh, I'm not seeing any slides on my screen.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No.
Let me bring it up then.
Oh,
We've got
beauty.
this one.
I assume you know who that is, Miss
I
Hampton?
do indeed. That is the dude.
Mrs. Hampton, I'm sorry. Yes, the dude. So Wednesday, this was a legitimately fun week. On Tuesday, thanks in part to Katie, I was bringing in actors for a scene study class I teach, and that one, those photos, that's kind of their private biz, so don't share those. But it was a fabulous experience for these group of students I have who are about to graduate, getting to hear actors really bring their stuff to life. In workshops, you always read each other's material, but when we bring in performers, it adds a whole coat of paint that they never realized could be put on their homes, and I
Yeah.
think it's, watching them watch the performance to me was like pure unbridled joy. And it's one of those days as like an educator that I'm like, all right, that checks off literally every box of things that make me happy in this world outside
Aw.
of sports. And so then going from that on Tuesday into Wednesday, they were screening, of course, The Big Lebowski, because if this
Yes.
was his outfit for Tron, it would have been a strange choice.
Right?
And yes, they sold White Russians,
Of course.
overpriced as fuck.
I know, my god, I saw this and I was like, "Geez." Just the espresso martini alone is over 20 bucks. I mean, tariffs on espresso. It's going
Oh
crazy.
yeah, it's a hard time out there for a pimp, as Katie has often said.
Every
Um,
day, yeah, mhm.
it's also why I'm charging Katie for this appearance on our
Yep.
show today because White Russians don't buy themselves. But I mean, it was also hysterical just looking around and just seeing a bunch of dudes who look kind of like me.
Nice.
I would argue one of the better dressed there, because I
Okay.
could mostly because I couldn't find my robe. Um,
Oh, I was wondering how many people were in robes for this?
well, not that one, but if you go to the previous picture,
Yeah.
that robe is
Oh,
or
the
not robe, that
the
sweater,
sweater, yeah.
yeah, that they sell, and, they didn't sell it at the event, but, like,
I know it's on,
liter
like, Amazon and stuff, right?
yeah, yeah, my buddy to the left had one, and the guy we met to the right also had it, so it was, there was a good 50 of people wearing something like that,
This is
which
so cool.
and so he was fabulous, and here's the thing about Jeff Bridges, beyond just being this brilliant actor and seemingly decent dude,
Mhm.
anyone who in Hollywood can stay married for more than 7 minutes gets my respect and admiration.
Agreed.
Um, and, he, always brings this beautiful black and white camera to his set. So I actually have a photography book of his, which is all just
Nice.
this, he's described when you're on a set. Obviously, it's the best lighting imaginable, and it's his old black and white camera. And so he presented all these slides from this movie. And this one, of course, with the great Sam Elliott. The guy interviewing him, by the way, is his 50-year running like body double, stand-in stunt double. And so it was like having two dudes up there talking to each other.
Ah, that's
And
so cool.
yeah, yeah, and he was a perfect moderator for it, and they have a little bar up there,
Of
and so
course.
they were just, like, having drinks, talking. I imagine they didn't smoke any weed on stage. I can't imagine they didn't have any in them.
I'm
Um,
sure the green room was
it
for
was
that
very
purpose.
green,
It was
a
very green.
very green room, but it was, Yeah, and this movie, of course, found its audience. I mean, I remember seeing this opening weekend in New York,
Yeah.
and the audience was like baffled by it when it first came out. Um, but it found its people over 30 years, however long it's been. It was so joyful. Like everyone was there, everyone was having a wonderful time. I mean, we're chatting to the guy next to us. I don't know him. And we're all chatting like we're all old friends because we have again this shared experience of this film.
Yeah.
And I even they've sold signed copies of Jeff Bridges' CD from the 70s,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
which he just sort of recently unearthed. He's like, "Yeah, I found these recordings, man, and we put them out." So I have a signed copy of Jeff Bridges from 77, 78. It's lost whatever's. And it's basically like a ripoff of the band, but I love the band. So I'm here for it.
That's
And
great.
oh, so fun. So I've been driving around listening to that. Everything feels like it got recorded in one take, and polish would not have helped it at all. Polish
Okay.
would have taken away the sheen.
Sure.
So
Sure.
that was my Wednesday, and
Dude,
it would have won the week, but then
except
Thursday.
then Thursday happened and
Oh, I discovered there's a dog named Eric. I got excited about that.
oh, okay. Was that at the event? I wasn't
No,
sure what this was
yeah.
from. Okay, okay,
It's
great.
it was a random photo, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, first time I ever heard of a dog with my name, I got very excited by this. I felt seen."
Yeah, 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 totally. Uh, so then we've got this.
Yes, Kyle MacLachlan, in attendance, which I did not expect for this beautiful documentary about the log lady, who is this here, and
Yes,
this was
which
part of. Oh, go ahead.
by the by the way, you weren't there alone, were you?
No, no, it's
No,
me
were
and the
you
wonderful
with
Christian Blatt.
what speaking of which,
Hey!
hey!
Hello, hello. Now, see,
Hello,
here I
hello.
was coming in, and I thought you were going to say that going to see The Big Lebowski at the Orpheum is what won the week for you. And I was going to come in here very furious. You know, the way Charles Grodin used to always come out on a talk show and be like, no, 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 I don't want to be on this show there. And then you're like, oh, but that didn't win the week. Here's what really won the week. And I'm like, well, okay, well, there goes all my acting
Sorry.
chops that I wanted to show off to everyone.
Your Charles Grodin-esque chops.
Yeah. And by the way, I also wear a rug just like Charles Grodin.
That
Oh,
wasn't
interesting.
his real hair.
Shout out to our buddy Steve Grillo, who cornered him and got him on tape being asked questions about his rug. But this was a fun turn of events last night. I saw Eric take this picture, and I tell you, Katie, you haven't lived until you've watched a master cinematographer at work like one Count Eric Adam Connor. And I'm surprised he didn't bring like a ring light or something to make sure that we could see the log lady Funko Pop, but the visual audience can see just what brilliant work Eric is capable
Yeah,
of.
that's right here if you need to see her up close.
Oh, yeah. We could just yeah. If you
Oh,
could.
and Grimace, who we've already spoken of.
Grimace! We've just spoken of Grimace.
Did Grimace win the week?
No, Grimace did not
Oh.
win the week, but Grimace did win his trial
Right.
based on his
was he?
involvement with the Mets.
Oh, I thought
so-
that perhaps he was getting a little too handsy with the Fry Guys. So that's what I was.
That's why they got rid of his other hands.
That's when they got rid of the other extra two hands, which I didn't realize that. That is terrifying seeing Grimace with like a centipede type body.
Yeah. The original human centipede.
Yeah, exactly. Which human? What is Grimace?
Grimace has
Milkshake?
seen some things, man.
As they said on
World
Clerks,
changed.
the animated series, nothing can stop the Grimace. Which our buddy Matt Kelly and I will be doing a recap of that for the 25th anniversary of Clerks, the animated series. We'll be doing that sometime in May.
That's great. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh yeah, my wife and I are going to do a takedown of Brewster's Millions, I believe next month.
I use Brewster's Millions as an example so often. Usually it's
do.
the way that sports franchises or possibly countries are run. That I feel like the person in charge, I might feel that way right now, but not to go down that road too far. That it's like, oh, someone's trying to lose all their money, because the concept of Brewster's Millions is that he has a month to get rid of $30 million and waste it. And if he does he get $300 million? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
I mean,
taxes, your corporate taxes, exactly like that.
Yeah.
Having a surplus.
Yeah,
Did you just ping a bell?
No, what's right behind me, of course. Oh, I always have. I stole this back. I gave this to my wife and stole it right back.
Yes.
But my dog is behind me chewing something that clearly does not belong to him, as
You
he is
need
prone
to-
to do. Anytime my back's to him, and
I hope it's a posable Hulk Hogan action figure.
oh, he's up here. I
Oh.
hope he's so no. Trust me, there is a bite in him from I think the previous dog. So
Sorry to hear that, brother.
let me tell you something, brother. But yes, I was like, oh God, this is the log lady, but she is safely in my hand. So that's always the end of every podcast I do with y'all is what did Fezzik destroy today? That what lost this week basically is the sequel.
Yeah. You can always check that out at Marvel Movie Talks, usually on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Well, it has been for the last few weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for the week I could not make it.
That's true.
I
But we did a late night. But yeah, anybody who enjoyed Daredevil Born Again, we did breakdowns, reactions every week. And we'll be gearing up for Thunderbolts in early May. And Eric just informed me that he's going to be in Atlanta when that film opens. So
of course.
we will end our streak of seeing these movies together.
Oh
So-
no!
Unless I don't know, I could sneak away from the bat mitzvah in the middle of the Torah service.
Oh wow!
And
No, you still
broadcast
wouldn't
live.
see. You still wouldn't go and see it with me. So yeah, that's what I'm talking
Well,
about.
right. Well, I won't be here for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Why do you come with me?
Well,
Hey!
no, and I'm also not going to wait for you to get back. So there's that.
Wow! All right, the
But
friendship
Katie,
is
you
evolving on
as
camera.
Katie as the purveyor of Christian cringe, but I mean, what does the Bible say about waiting?
It says never do it, just do it right now.
Oh, I
That's what
read
the
a
Bible
different
says.
book, I guess. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
But what
The
did
Old Testament was much more Puritan.
Yeah.
What
Boy,
did-
was it.
what did poet laureate Paula Cole say? I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. So that's really the important thing to keep in mind.
It's true. But speaking of amazing things, this documentary you guys went to see was about the log lady.
Yeah.
How great was this? It seems like you also had a little bit of a talkback session too.
Yeah, it was Mark Frost, the co-creator, Kyle MacLachlan, and then a couple people who helped produce the documentary were part of the panel, and including Christian. You remember the one producer? He was the voice of Smokey the Bear.
Yeah. So
For a
that's
couple
the
of years.
director. Was his name Mark Green, or am I thinking of so yeah, he directed this film, but he also for 2 years was the voice of his name is Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear, and that is a commonly misunderstood.
That was Bear Up.
It's
Wasn't it
like
Bear Up?
Yogi Berra.
Yeah, there you go.
Picnic baskets.
Yeah, and that is the voice. He said he was the voice for a couple years, so he like leaned into the mic and he said, "Only you can prevent wildfires." So
Hey,
yeah,
brother.
which is this is CNN, but it's up there. It's definitely
Yeah,
up
it's
there.
a solid voice, man.
It is.
Well, and so Christian was nice enough to join me for this event, and as a longtime Twin Peaks fan, like one of my proms was the same night as the finale.
Oh,
So I remember taping it on 2 different VCRs just in case one broke. I was so worried about missing it. I wasn't going to miss prom for it, though I probably could have, honestly, looking back.
I'm sure there's the young lady who would have much rather have gone to the prom alone and you stay at home and watch it. I'm just going to
She rather would have gone with the log, I think, than with me, honestly. But
some say she did.
heyo. Your log is talking to me. It is greatly disappointing.
Yeah.
And so this documentary was like this sort of actress who, what was really amazing, and some of the things I knew, but a lot I didn't. She was an assistant camera person.
Can we blow Katie's mind for what she was
do it.
assistant camera on? No, I'll let you do it.
No, you do it, Christian.
wait.
Jump in.
So she was assistant camera on Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
No.
So they
freaking
bring in
way.
these photos of her with the tape measure, measuring like where Leonard Nimoy's looking, where Shatner's rug is looking, and where his eyes are. You need 2 separate tape measures. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, she was the what on Khan? I couldn't believe it's unbelievable. I was just like,
Her,
Sorry for
her
blowing your ears out there, listeners and
it's
watchers.
her and Ricardo Montalban's chest,
yeah.
which like
It's very prominent in that
It's-
movie.
Some would
I've
say
done
not prominent
more
enough,
than
Katie.
I've done more than kill you. I've hurt you. I have turned you on, Katie, with my chest. He was
I'm
so
laughing
fabulous in that
at the
movie.
superior intellect, Con.
God.
By
Like
the way,
a bad
anytime I hear the
marksman, you
name,
keep missing the target.
anytime I hear the name Ricardo Montalban, you think two things. Of course, fine Corinthian leather.
Of
But
Yeah.
also, there's a
Yes.
great Saturday Night Live sketch from like 79, 80. It's a game show, and the entire thing is in Spanish. Bill Murray was the host. It's called ¿Quién es más macho?
Macho.
And the question, it's Ricardo Montalban or Fernando Lamas, and you have to think about it, and then like they repeat the question the way they do in a game show. Ricardo Montalban or Fernando Lamas, and someone will say Fernando Lamas, and someone will say Ricardo Montalban. So the answer as to who is Mas Macho is, of course, Con. Ricardo
Of
Montalban
course.
is
Right.
Mas Macho. Yes.
Oh, and the idea that she did all of this, like I knew she was behind the scenes on Eraserhead.
Yeah.
I knew that David Lynch had a vision of her speaking with a log when he like met her on that movie, and they became like best friends. But all these beautiful things we didn't know about her, like her extensive career beyond Twin Peaks. She was a regular of the Oregon Shakespeare Festival.
Oh, great festival. Love
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah, and I realized that my in-laws live in Bend now, so it's like, okay, I gotta tack on a day or two to get over there next trip, because it was just like a beautiful ad, honestly, for that festival.
Well, and we also saw photos that Kyle MacLachlan had at one point early in his career. We're talking like pre-Dune. He had been in that same festival, in that same theater company. So you see they have images of him dressed as like Romeo, and so I forget which other roles it was, but
And they
Romeo's
never got
the
to act
woman.
together, though,
Yeah.
up there, ironically enough. Although he said if we did, it would have been arsenic and old lace, which was a perfect response.
That's a great one.
And it was a really beautiful doc. She did die. I guess it was a little bit
2015. Yeah.
2015, right? So
Yeah.
right, and she died like 2 days after they filmed her scene
Yeah.
for Twin Peaks: The Return.
Wow.
And the last 20 minutes of the documentary is all about how hard it was to make that happen. And she didn't want David Lynch to know she was dying. And
Oh.
and eventually one of their mutual contacts is like, I have to tell him. And so they basically send a crew down to her, and with like every last ounce of strength she had, she delivers this really beautiful moment. It's a small moment, but it's so powerful. And David Lynch basically got to say goodbye to her that day. Like he was directing her over Skype, not even Zoom, pre-Zoom.
Really?
And it was just a beautiful tale. I mean, it's one whenever it comes to streaming or somewhere else, Katie, you got to give it a watch. Like it is
Yeah.
such an incredible story about a really incredible woman, and really the common thing is she lived like 1,000 lives, and how really, I mean, really inspirational it was. I mean, I definitely at the end was like, all right, I gotta get some things going, I think, because she did it all.
Yeah.
Well, and then they talk about like how, like Eric said, I mean, so they stay up really late at night after Lynch does a full day of shooting up in Washington, and they bring a crew to her house in Oregon and they film her. And they're up late that night. So everybody wakes up the next morning. Then the morning after that is when she dies. So it's not the morning after that shoot, but there's one more day. And I think we've all heard about people who kind of hang on for something. They're like they just won't let themselves let go. And it's like as soon as it happens. So I mean, it was a really just compelling story because she's so much more interesting. Like you're like, oh yeah, of course I know the log lady, but there was I don't know. I mean, just the sort of the depth of it, and the payoff is getting to see some of the scenes that she filmed for the Showtime kind of, what did they call it? It was just Twin Peaks: The Return, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but like Lynch was writing that like that afternoon, he'd found out just the day before, a couple days before, that she was dying. So it's very poignant what's written because the character realizes she's dying, but it's just as well. Her name's Catherine, but I can't remember her last name. But Catherine is also like actually dying, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a convergence of life and art in ways I don't think I've ever seen before. So,
That's
um,
really cool.
yeah,
Especially, I mean, because all of us are very much into the film industry out here, and to see something that's representative of somebody who's had a long career doing multiple different things, and how beautiful it was that they captured that final moment.
yeah, yeah, and it was called "I Know Catherine Carlson, the Log Lady."
Yeah.
And they really, it was clearly very special to everyone there. Like Twin Peaks, they're talking about too, like that notion of fandom. I guess Star Trek maybe might have been the first really out of the gate on that
Well,
front.
it's the first. I mean, it's the first time that like a show was actually canceled, and then they get all this mail, and they're like, "All right, I guess that there's an audience for
Bring
this."
it
And
back,
then
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they go like, "Okay, we brought it back. Okay, there's a little bit of an audience for it, but still not enough to justify the cost." You know,
Yeah.
so so yeah, I think Star Trek really is the first one, though, Eric. I agree
Right.
with that.
Yeah.
And the idea too of a drama, and it was inspired by Peyton Place, which I never really thought about.
That's
So
crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
that they wanted
but it
a
makes sense.
they wanted a
But
late night soap opera, and you're like, well, and this is what you got, you know.
right, well then you hand it to David Lynch, and it's like, now do that thing you
This is
do.
a little bit different
Right.
than just a straight up drama.
Oh yeah, like he couldn't do a straight line if he tried.
No.
Although his movie, The Straight Story, is one very much worth a watch because that is the closest thing he would ever come to a traditional 3-act narrative.
Really?
Which means it's still not all that traditional,
Sure.
but for him,
No, and
it's
I mean,
a little more staid.
it's far from traditional, but from the age where I saw Blue Velvet, and it's so unlike anything that I ever saw.
Yeah.
Especially Dennis Hopper's character, Frank Booth.
Oof.
Yeah, there's an image that I'd like to share. Oh wait, you know what? I don't need you to. I can just share it. If I
Yeah, you can.
So in fact, it's there on the screen already.
Yeah.
So this is something that was in my mind as we were watching this. This is from when Kyle MacLachlan hosted Saturday Night Live in 1990, and because it's SNL, we can't even play the clip with it on mute. So I did do a screen grab of it, literally while we were talking. And
Nice.
there's the great Jan Hooks as the log lady, and the thing is, on the sketch, it's like early in that season, and they had lost one of their 3 female cast members. So Jan Hooks is running in. You have Victoria Jackson as Sherilyn Fenn's character, and then Jan Hooks is running in as all the other female characters. So I think at the end of the sketch, she comes in with the eye patch, and she's like, but here she is as the log lady. And it's like, it's actually my first thought of when you're like, hey, do you want to come to see the log lady? I think of this before I think of the show because of how many more times I've seen this. And of course, there's the great Kevin Nealon as the show. Yeah. So, and that I will tell you about Kyle MacLachlan. I don't know how old he is, but still a nice looking man. You know, he's yeah. So anyway, that was just something that I had in mind. And
no, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I love going back through some of SNL's old sketches that are just like, oh yeah, that was such a moment, and like we all quoted that.
Yeah, I was talking. My friend that I was having lunch with earlier, we were talking about one of our favorite SNL sketches, the Sinatra Group, which is Phil Hartman as Frank Sinatra, and I came across that sketch on the internet recently, and I was like, oh. There's a lot of things we can't say anymore in here.
A lot of things. Like, comedy doesn't always age well.
The sentence starts with Milli Vanilli, and I can't say the rest.
I mean, that makes sense.
By the way, nor should I. I shouldn't say the rest.
Wait, do you know the Milli Vanilli biopic happened and is now streaming?
Yeah, it's been on. Wait. You mean a biopic? I thought you meant the documentary.
No, a biopic.
I didn't realize that. No.
Yeah. Like I kind of knew it was in the ether getting made, but it apparently got made, got released, and now is on one of the streaming platforms. So that might have to be a weekend watch.
Well, if I'm trying to think about why I haven't watched it, I guess all I can do is blame it on the rain.
There it is.
Hey, nicely done. But Eric, apart from all of this incredible stuff that you've experienced this week, there was one thing that you said did win the week, and it wasn't any of the stuff we just talked about.
Not at all. In fact, you think, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, great. Fire Festival 2. And I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna do it. They're all gone. It's not happening, guys. Fire Festival 2, the festival that I know Christian already bought box seats for.
Oh, I had the VIP experience.
Oh yeah,
where
already got a Lady of Comfort as part of his package.
I was going to get a dirt floor yurt, and I do believe unlimited cheese sandwiches.
And here's the incredible thing. So this thing has been canceled to the shock of 0 people in the
No
world.
one. Yeah.
The website's still up, and they're still selling merch. And I think I sent you picture merch, but if you go to the merch page here, Katie,
Okay.
their T-shirts are $60.
Stop it.
And
Oh
I mean,
my
the
God.
tickets, of course, are the minimum is like $1,500.
Jeez.
But that includes all.
If you'd
the
said
cheese
$40,
sandwiches.
if you'd said $40, I probably would buy one.
Oh yeah, no, I have a
$60.
pain threshold. 60. The hoodies are 130. And then my favorite though, there's a hat that says Fire 2 it's a real thing or something. It's really happening.
Oh my God.
Oh, here it is. If you zoom in on the right side, Fire 2 is real. Scroll up a little bit, you'd see it. Stay on target.
Stay on target.
So the website says nothing. Like you do click on the tickets and nothing happens. So I guess you're not gonna get your credit card ripped off by them. Here it is. Fire Festival 2 is real. Now that hat I would buy, but the hat I believe was 70. Or no, how much is it? 60.
60 is real dad hat. What? Why is it a dad hat?
I know, and then the bucket hat.
Of course, the bucket hat.
Fire Festival 2 is real, and
$70 for the bucket hats.
There's so many Yiddish words for what these people are. But really, there's schnorras, there's ganifs.
There's
schmucks.
a couple of Italian words for them, but they sound so much like real English words that it's funny to keep the theme going. This makes me very sad. It's a tragedy for me to see the dream is over, and I never will forget the day we met. Fire, I'm gonna miss you.
Nicely done.
Look at Billy McFarland. Wait, put that picture back up. Look at the look on his face, because this is a guy who clearly knows that it's not happening. There was that article that you just had up, and he's like biting his lip. He's like, oh no, they're gonna.
There was gonna be another documentary.
I don't think until right now did I realize that he looks so much like Zachary Quinto.
There was another person that as soon as he popped up, I was like, wait, is that Ricky Martin? There's something about him that he's kind of got like the bland face that looks like a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Well, I remember
he looks a little like Simon Cowell too, actually. So
right. In that shot, yes, he does.
Definitely.
And he's wearing the black shirt, so that sells the Simon Cowell-ness of it all. It's funny. It's like terrible sequels was almost like this theme I was thinking about with Fire 2, because we a few weeks ago I had actually thought about talking about Fire 2 when it was still up and running and healthy and alive and exciting before it all came crashing down. And I realized this is just a terrible sequel. Like 2025 has been a terrible sequel to a story we all hated last time around, or at least most of us hated last time around. So at least 98% of Geekscape hated last time around, I should say.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry. I don't think Severance season 2 is that bad. I don't know why you.
I feel
it's a terrible thing for you to say, Eric.
I'm sorry. I spoke in anger, and now I'm zoomed in, and now I feel like I have to do
right. Never mind. Sorry.
So me and Catherine Carlson will say, save your money. Don't buy any Fire Festival hats. Instead, put your money towards watching Twin Peaks and watching her documentary whenever it comes out. And if you haven't watched Big Lebowski in the past few, weeks, watch it again. There's always something new you're going to find in that movie. The defense rests.
But
I'll probably rewatch Wrath of Khan. Out of all the things that I saw last night, it kind of made me want to watch Wrath of Khan. And I'm sorry, Katie, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I feel like there's one last thing that you didn't tell us about, but this was sent to me as well.
So Katie has been trying to get to the root of testaments.
Yes, I have.
That's been her white whale of 2025. And mine is now I want to communicate with the Fire Festival people in my attempt to still buy a ticket.
This will be my what one the year if you actually get in touch with somebody on this. But I love the explanation you gave me of the language you used in this message.
Listen, when you read this, you don't have an image of a 50-year-old, right? You have an image of a fun-loving 25-year-old surfer who's got a very rich uncle. And that was what I was going for. And I assure you, none of my uncles are rich.
Can you just do a slight performance for us real quick of how you thought the voice was when you wrote this message?
Hey, I'm stoked to get tickets for Fire 2, but the links aren't working, brah.
Oh, solid read.
Love
I
that.
love it.
It's like, right, so young and virile, that voice.
Man, so how far have you gotten? Have you gotten any responses yet? Nothing?
No.
Okay.
But I will keep, I don't know, I feel like I should almost keep a website going of like, I'm going to try to go to Fire Festival 2 until they actually tell me I can't go.
You should do a Kickstarter so that people will fund you to fly to the site.
Send me to Fire.
It had a location, right? They said where it was going to be
outside of Cancun.
Yeah.
Oh, sure it will.
Because that's where you want to be, is outside Cancun. That's
nothing bad ever happened outside of Cancun.
It's safest, yeah. It's great.
Amazing. Well, you're gonna have to tell us next week how that whole journey is going. But Christian, what won the week for you, my guy?
Well, there were a couple of contenders. The first was, I don't think I could fill out a whole segment on it, but the announcement of a co-headline tour with Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. That's very exciting. I once saw them together on a package tour called Operation Rock and Roll in 1991. That also had Motorhead on it. Jealous? You should be. It was amazing. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. But I also, as I was telling Katie initially, I was very excited about our massively overlong Marvel movie talk that we did only 2 days ago. I was thinking it was yesterday, so no, it's 2 days ago. We did a 2 hour and 12-minute show because we talked about the Daredevil finale, which I thought was great. The last time I was on, I used Daredevil episode 5 is what won the week, so I don't think I should always say Daredevil.
Listen,
I thought it was good.
It's been good this year, so
it was great, and it was fun to do that. We also looked at the just David Brody and I looked at. Oh no, don't do it!
Don't do it! Don't do it!
It's just resting. It's resting on the head.
Send Katie the picture you sent to me of how bloodshot your eyes were after you took that mask off. I forgot to comment on that.
No, it was definitely felt like it was a promotion for Sunday's date. Putting that out there.
So Brody and I, we looked at the latest Thunderbolts trailer. Officially it's the IMAX trailer, but it's just yet another trailer, and it was exciting to see. I think there's we're kind of got some better ideas of what's going on. Really looking forward to that in a few weeks. But if I'm picking something to win the week, and when last I saw Eric, I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet, but the trailer for Fantastic Four: First Steps, and this is at least giving you a little hint of the narrative. What we had previously, the teaser trailer, was just like, look at this, boom, 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 look at these images, and you don't really quite get a feel for it. But I think just really getting to see them interact, and the threat of the planet-eating Galactus that we see at the end, and a character that many people, there's a segment of the internet, are referring to it as a gender swap. But there is a female Silver Surfer that is actually a character we've had before in the comics. So that's who this is. And remember, they did a Fantastic Four movie with a male Silver Surfer. I believe the great Doug Jones played him in that film in the second.
He played the body, but not the voice.
That's fair. But really, that's all that really matters. When you look like Eric and I, we know everybody just cares about the body, not the voice.
We all know the story.
Oh, you probably want to mute it, though.
Brave astronaut head up into space.
No, I hear it.
Oh, okay.
Oscar in space.
Yeah.
Great.
Just click on the there you go.
Got it. I muted the tab.
By the way, there's like a little thumbnail of a chicken jockey from coming up.
Chicken Jockey also covered on Internet Supreme Court. Go check that out.
Oh, very nice. So like we knew the era, this like sort of like early 60s era, and we're kind of getting to see that, but we're getting the context that they're basically like celebrities, and they're not actually doing much in the way of superheroing. But
I did find that interesting. We watched it last night after I got done with a lot of different things, and I was watching it and I was like, "Oh, look at all these really happy futuristic people. They're all gonna die."
Oh, they are all going to
die.
Yeah. But there's 4
They're
people
all
who
gone.
there's 4 who will survive this.
Yeah.
Maybe the robot.
Herbie might, yeah. Herbie didn't get a director's chair in that announcement of the cast of Avengers Doomsday. But yeah, so it's just like you're kind of getting a real sense of what the feel is for this, the level of the threat. And then I think what we all understand is that this is going to be a reality where this doomed Earth, no pun intended with the term doom, this Earth will probably get wiped out by Galactus, and that's how they'll end up in the MCU. So it's the multiverse isn't all bad, everybody. They'll just bring a Fantastic Four into the present day after giving them this standalone movie. But it all like looks cool, and I think we'll kind of see what the tone is for it. But the characters interact with each other in the way that's consistent with the way the Fantastic Four should interact. The way they acted in the only quality film version we've had prior to this, which Eric knows that I will always bang the drum for the Roger Corman produced film. And people can look back on the Geekscape channel for the in-studio interview Eric and I did with Joseph Culp, who played Dr. Doom in that film.
That was a great interview.
Oh, thank you. But I tend to think so, mostly because I was in it. But yeah, and it just, we get the sense for the world that is built around the FF, the fact that they're going to be, called upon to actually save their world. And there's a moment where someone asks Reed Richards, "Are you going to keep us safe?" And he looks at them, he says, "I don't know." And I feel like it's gonna be a rough one, and that's like leading right into Comic-Con, just like last year, Katie, when Deadpool and Wolverine was like right before Comic-Con. So a lot of spoilers to try to step around during Comic-Con.
It's usually my birthday weekend, and I'm super stoked. Yeah.
Hey, what day is your birthday? I think this came up because my son Felix's birthday is July 26th.
Mine is the 29th. So it's probably, I think, like the Monday after Comic-Con, but it's usually but it's gonna be a really fun year this year, especially for Geekscapists and some of our hosts and things. We've got a lot of really fun panels in submission, and we might actually have some pretty cool people that we get to do some stuff with, but we'll find out more as the months go along. There's a lot of really great things going on at Geekscape right now, and I'm very excited for Comic-Con and then the potential of what Fantastic Four will be, though I don't know how happy of a movie that will be.
Remember what a laugh riot the first 2 acts of Endgame were? It's going to be like that, I think.
I'm assuming so.
It's going to be
for a while.
It's going to be like 2 hours of Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, right.
And then Peter disappears. It's going to be like, we're going to have that feeling for 2 hours.
It's him dying in real time for 2 hours.
And then it's just a focus on like that one dead planet that he like disappeared on.
Yeah,
and then when he comes back.
Yeah. But look, it's very exciting, and we're in for some good times for people who are fans of Marvel stuff. And look, there's exciting Star Wars news that came out of Star Wars Celebration. Ken from Ken and Barbie is going to be in a Star Wars movie, but I'm really excited. I was talking to my friend at lunch about this too. Andor season 2 is like a week away, and I mean that was like. I was saying it at the time that Andor was on, that this, for me personally, it was the best Star Wars had been since 1983. It was the most engaged I had been in anything they had done.
Since the Ewok movies.
That's 1985.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't ask me where to rank those over all the... I get a lot of bad reactions.
1 and 2 or 2 and 1. It's hard to say.
No, I rank the Ewok movies over something else, and then I do it half to troll, but also half because I really believe that the Ewok movies are more watchable than The Last Jedi. But that's not why we're here.
So what
It
you're
is not why
saying
we're here.
is, hey, Matt Kelly, Eric and Christian really want to do an Ewok movie review live while
of course.
watching them.
40-year anniversary then, right?
It is 40 of the first one of Caravan of Courage, yeah, and it's on Disney Plus. It's you need at one point you needed to really hunt around for it. There were like old VHSs of it, but yeah, you
Like on
can get it.
YouTube or something.
Pre-YouTube, but yeah, you can. But it's on Disney Plus now. Both Ewok movies are the Ewoks animated series, which I will tell you, it skewed very young. I was 10 when it was on. No, I was 9 when it was on, and it was too young for me. But I still watched
Right
it.
back.
Anyway.
I have a cat yelling at me, so keep going.
No worries. But I think that the Droids animated series from then is a little dated, but it's still fun to watch. It's Anthony Daniels as the voice of C-3PO. So
Listen, that dude always says yes.
Yep.
Right. I mean, he's so smart. It's like
he's the Gilbert Gottfried of sci-fi.
Oh my God, yeah. He gets it. It's like, listen, as long as they're gonna keep paying me, I'll keep playing it.
Yeah.
As long as and somehow he still fit in the suit. That's the most amazing part.
For the sequel trilogy, they didn't put him in the suit.
At all.
I think 7 they did, and then after that, it was like, we'll just have you do the voice, Sir Anthony Daniels.
Could I get a new hip, sir? And a new colon while you're at it.
So anyway, there's lots to be excited about. Lots of things that can win the weeks ahead, Katie.
It's true. It's true. Do you guys have any plans for the weekend that is coming up? We've got a pretty big weekend, at least in the Christian realm, but there's also been a really great week for the Jewish realm.
We're excited.
Matzah ain't great.
We're excited for the arrival of the Easter Bunny in our house. He's gonna leave all sorts of things there. And
Katie, you could play the video I sent you of my own Easter greeting.
Yes, I could. Let me find that
if you dare.
As I told Eric when he sent it to me, the only thing I wrote to him was one word, and it was terrifying. So let me find that.
I just retexted it to you.
Thank you very much.
Well, and I have to thank Gina for that, because she posted a whole thread of you don't have to find the most terrifying Easter bunny because I already have. And she found 10 different ones, each of the nightmare fuel for 1,000 ships.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I found one I took many years ago, and I can even bring it up here. But this was an Easter bunny that's not a bunny at all. So it's not really terrifying. It's just anatomically wrong. It is not a bunny, which makes me love it even more.
Is this the video? Okay. Oh,
that's just
a bear.
That is definitely a bear.
Yeah, nothing bunny about that. And so that was my previous favorite, but this one now I think is one that I think will be my go-to.
Happy Easter, everyone.
What happened there?
Let's play it one more time. Get it all the way up there.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Where did you find this?
That may be my voice pitched.
That I know, but
maybe
this image.
Oh, that was again Gina. She posted that, and yes, I enjoyed it so much. I showed it to my 12-year-old, and I'm sorry, 12. He's 14 now. He aged 2 years since then. That aged him 2 years.
I mean, it aged me quite a few as well.
Yeah. 13-year-old shouldn't look at that. You have to have gone safely a year away from your bar mitzvah to handle the Easter bunny. But Passover has been whatever. Matzah, it's a delivery system for whatever you put on it. It's not a food anyone should eat. Even my dogs are reluctant to eat it. And they literally, they eat poop, they eat plastic, and somehow matzah goes below both of them in their rankings. But it's almost over, and then I can enjoy discount Cadbury cream eggs next week.
There you go.
By the way, you found a more horrifying bunny than what to me was previously the scariest, which is from a little film called Santa Claus versus the Ice Cream Bunny. No, he's not called the Easter Bunny. This is a film that I discovered from the guys at Riff Tracks, who is one incarnation of Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's a project they did. It's basically the second era, the Sci-Fi Channel era, those guys do something that's a lot of fun called Riff Tracks, where they have movie theater events. And Santa Claus versus the Ice Cream Bunny is horrible. I mean, look at that rabbit. I mean, how many children has he
That at
stuffed?
least has longer ears.
Yeah,
and bunny like. And
he's got Yoda ears. They go sideways.
They do. Yes, he does. And he also has like very cute, like puffy cheeks, like very cartoonishly puffy cheeks.
Yeah, I guess I didn't zoom in enough for you to see all the blood spattered on it.
A lot of neck. Like, right, it's like when like, you know, people get a little bit older, they're sort of jowls.
Well, why did you look at me when you said that? That's really rude.
Touching my own beard, which I do when I look at you as well. I have to admit.
That's also true. Anyway.
But if anyone was very curious about how red our good friend Eric Connor's eyes were from Hey, happy 420 this weekend, guys.
Yeah.
You know,
420 and Easter on the same day.
And a little cross-eyed too. I think there might have been it's sort of like the You Grab It from The Jerk. There was a strong magnet in that mask that brought my eyes closer together. So I suffer for my art. I care.
We
really do.
That. And by how many times, Kitty, I mean, you came in the second hour, but how many times while you were there did we tell him to take that stupid mask off and he wouldn't do it?
I specifically kept shouting at him to take that mask off. And like, I love the bit with the red glasses. I think it's great. You look really good in them. But even that, I was like, take them off, take them off. If anybody watched Internet Supreme Court, we started out with wigs that we had. They were like these like white, like sort of British style judge wigs, and slowly, one by one, we've all taken them off, and we are no longer using them because it's just not a bit we wanted to commit to.
Listen, it's a lot when you make those choices, you know. But you know, if I'm in a moment in a character, I don't want to just walk away because it hurts, or it causes a rash, or it makes me unable to see out of my right or left eye. I fight through this pain, you know, and I do it for you. Our audience.
Your name.
I was gonna say not us. Yeah. You don't do it for us. Yeah.
There you go. There's your name now. Oh, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on What Won the Week. This definitely made my week, apart from Sean Bean's baked beans. Check out, guys, if you have the time, check out everything on Geekscape that we talked about this week. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on. I got to interview Marissa Pona from the Jersey Ghouls, who still has not sent us any kind of wrestling video to combat with Beast Infection, and the Beard, who is the last standing threat. So if anybody out there in the Geekscape network is up to face off with the Beard, or with Beast Infection, or with the aforementioned but never seen Jersey Ghoul, we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. We'll be back here next week. I promise you that. So if you're on the Geekscape network and you want to see some more stuff, go click below. And then if you wanted to tell us about something that won the week for you, leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.